Hello, Craig Birch from Seconds Out here after the first bout of the evening. I have here Chris Blaney's coach, Ricky Hatton, the former world champion. Ricky, how did your man do tonight? All good? So you're happy with that? So tough opponent for him, wasn't it, Hoskin Gomez? So
yeah, he was. I was happy with him. To be honest with you, he was a very successful amateur, Chris. He had 9 national amateur titles, and this was his first 6-rounder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be honest, not much difference from the amateurs in the foot. You did 3 threes, 4 threes. It's no different. But in 6-rounders, it's like tonight was like welcome to the pros.
Yes, of course.
And it was the same for all of us. You know that. To be honest, our first 6-rounders is always a grueler. It's you come from out of the amateurs, and you get them 4-rounders under your belt, but you've still not really had a pro fight yet until you've done that 6 rounds, and that's what Chris learned tonight. Of course.
Obviously, how do you feel your camp of fighters is going? You happy with the progress that everyone's making at the moment?
Yeah, I've got 2 light middleweights, Sam Evans and Ruben Arrowsmith, who are both 9-8 fights unbeaten. Chris Blaney now I think he's up for his 5th fight or 6th fight unbeaten.
Yeah.
We've got Zana Zakianov, who's the WBA bantamweight super champion. Nathan Gorman, who's the Central Area heavyweight champion. He's 9 unbeaten, 7 knockouts. Jake Haig, he's 3 unbeaten, super middleweight. So got a great stable, good little prospects coming up, and I'd like to thank Frank Warren for giving us an opportunity for me lads to perform, on a big show with so much talent on like it is tonight.
Of course. What is your position with that at the moment? Do you have lads on Matchroom bills as well? Do you have lads on Warren bills? You just get them out where you can, sort of thing?
Well, I've been doing a lot of work where I've got one lad who's going to be on a Matchroom show in a few weeks, which is very kind of Eddie Hearn for that. Tend to be doing a little bit more with Frank, just not for no reason. It's just I've always got on really well with.
Well, you worked for him as well once upon a time, didn't you? So
some of the best stages of my career, my best win of my career is with Frank, and it's great to, there's no one better in this business and more experienced than Frank Warren, and I know in speaking to him and talking to him with my lads, they're going to get the best advice, not just from myself but from the man himself.
Of course, it's worth noting as well, this is the first Saturday night since the BT Sport deal come into effect that Matchroom and BoxNation have gone head to head on the same night. You just said there Frank Warren's the best in the business. Do you think this is going to be a real resurgent time for them and so on? And they're going to become serious rivals to Matchroom and doing great stuff?
It's competition to Sky Sports. The Sky Sports have done an absolutely sensational job for British boxing. And it makes it's healthy rivalry. I can't see it as any other way. And for the boxing public, they're going to get more chance to see our fighters on the big screen. So it's I think it's a good time for boxing. And why not when British boxing is as successful and as strong as it has been? This little country has never had as many champions and future stars, and next week Anthony Joshua versus
of course,
Klitschko, 90,000 at Wembley. It's a good time for British boxing. It's just getting bigger, and BT and BoxNation, what Frank Warren's doing along with what Sky Sports are doing, is only going to be better for our sport.
Of course. Oh, and you alluded to that. Obviously Anthony Joshua, Vladimir Klitschko, 90,000 people at Wembley Stadium next week. What are your thoughts on how that could go? I bet you'd love to have been a part of that in the main event of that one once upon a time.
I think it could be the right fight at the right time for Anthony. I think Anthony's still, to be Olympic champion and heavyweight champion after 17 fights and winning in the manner he's done. I think even as sensational as he's looked and as well as he's doing, I think there's still that little doubt of us because he hasn't fought a name such as Klitschko. But now he is, and to be honest with you, I think he'll rise to the occasion, to be honest with you. I think it's a danger because Klitschko will probably have a bit of successes with the jab and the right hand, so maybe Anthony's gonna have to go through the mire a few tricky moments, but ultimately I think his youth, and not just his youth, his talent, I think will you look at his size and you just label him as a big strong, and Anthony's not that. He's very explosive, good boxer. You don't win Olympic gold by not being a good boxer, and I think he needs to show that boxing ability against Klitschko, because obviously he's punching up for the first time. He won't be able to go in there swinging. He's got to use his head, which I know he will. He's a very down to earth guy, very audacious talent. He really is, and that's it's what a night for British boxing.
Of course,
at the home of Wembley, the famous Wembley Stadium.
Of course. If you had to put your money on it, Rick, where'd you say it's going to go?
I think Anthony Joshua. I think he might have to go through a few scary moments. You know what I mean? And I think that chin, where some people, I don't know, I've only seen him shook up against Dylan White, but this thing with his chin seems to be the thing that worries us. But he might get tested against Klitschko, but I think ultimately he'll have too much for him. I think it's the right fight at the right time, and can't wait to be cheering him on.
Okay, one footnote, you've got a heavyweight in your books as well, Nathan Gorman. He's obviously, people talking about him as well, there's people talking about any heavyweight in this country. Do you think that Nathan one day could be in the same company as some of the big prospects we're talking about coming through?
Yeah, I mean, he's just done what Chris Blaney did tonight. It's very similar. He did his first 10 rounds under his belt. He's had a lot of early wins, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and he, you know, it's nice to get that confidence boost to have 10 rounds under his belt. He'll be better for it now, knowing that he's because we all panic, you know, you think, oh, how are we going to do 12 rounds? How am I going to eventually do 12 rounds? Well, now he knows he's got it in him to do it, so I think he'll move on for that.
Okay, excellent, fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, Rick. We'll see you next time.
Pleasure, mate.